shout out to Billy Ho Sports on X. He tweeted at us one of the funniest freaking things. I don't know if Michael put it up ever, but it's it has to be made a tribute here because he called it out as the Butterfish Bermuda Championship and did one of the.
Hello again, golf fanatics. Billy Ho here. Another weekly PGA Tour event. We're back in the United States. I guess officially the last fall swing event, RSM Classic. This is two different style golf courses, Seaside and Plantation. We are in St. Simons, Georgia, Sea Island Mafia. You'll hear that a lot this week. It's quickly become home to more professional golfers per capita than any other city in the country. So we're going to get into the golf, both courses. We'll do a brief flyover and talk about them a little bit. We'll jump on to Fantasy National and look at some stats and some potential DFS plays for next week to get you a good jump off going this weekend while you're tending to your NFL, DFS, college DFS, whatever, all that kind of good stuff. So remember, subscribe to the channel, smash that like. I really appreciate you joining me because I know that the fall swing golf is not quite as popular content-wise, but I still love to bring it to you. So let's get started. So we're going to quickly review the Plantation course first, as that's the one-round course. The Seaside is the three-round course, and it's daylight savings time, which we've already had, but it's just a lot of golf to be played, and you still get early darkness. So they split them into two courses so we can get everything in. And so the Plantation course is the par 72 course. It's both of them are about 7,000 yards, so you can see how short these are. Both of them have large greens. This one is 6,100 square feet of Bermuda grass, firm and fast, undulating, difficult. The putting is somewhat difficult, I'd say. The tree line fairways, as far as that goes, they're framed by towering oaks and pines, demands more accuracy than the other course. Water comes into play on several holes. Holes like number 10, pretty picturesque dogleg right. That starts your back nine, pretty challenging there. Players must decide between cutting the corner and taking the safer route there. Hole 12 is a par 5. That's risk reward, as is 18, the finishing hole, pretty dramatic. Birdie opportunities, taking on water protected greens with the second shot there. Then we head over to Seaside. That's your par 70, 7,000 yards. This one's more coastal with crossing winds, true to the links style of golf, firm and fast. Players have to navigate marshes and wet areas rather than the trees. Wide open fairways, large greens, make it short and easy. The main defense is the wind. It looks to me, judging by the weather next week, that it's going to be somewhat breezy, probably average for this time of the year, 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. So steady enough across the platform there that I'm not really going to be too eager to do any stacking just yet unless something changes. And you always have to keep an eye on the weather right up until tee time. So I guess if I had a preference, I'd probably play the Plantation course on Thursday, which seems to have a little bit breezier than Friday, a little more protection from the trees, I suppose. Both courses, large undulating, fast greens, like I said. So 5 to 10 foot putts, say par, all important. 3 putt avoidance, all important. So let's jump over to Fantasy National now and look at some stats. Okay, so this is the Plantation course. And what we're looking at here, just to give you guys an idea on, you can see these are all decent opportunity birdies to start off with the some of the actually technically more difficult holes. but you can still make birdies and a couple of high risk holes in 3 and 4. Then you get a string of four holes here that are relatively high birdie opportunities. The easy par five seventh included in that. Then you make the turn and you get a couple of challenging holes in there, and then you get a really high eagle rate in number 15 coming home, and you get a difficult par four finish for the plantation course. Pretty challenging. This is the seaside course, fairly similar as far as the hole rankings. Obviously, the layouts are different. You get a rash of birdie opportunities to start out. So basically, what it amounts to, here's your approach shot distribution. It's pretty spread across the board. I'd say more of these mid irons because you can lay up on a lot of these holes. It's a short golf course, things of that nature. So wedges, wedges. Driving accuracy is obviously a little higher because they'll club down. The good thing is when we go over here to the tournament history is there is a lot of it. So go up to the top. I always sort it by the most. And Mackenzie Hughes leads us off with the most strokes gained with nearly 30 total. And we'll get to last year's winner, Ludwig Oberg, here in a minute. He's probably your top ranked player, I'd say. But let's start with that. Last year's winner was Ludwig Oberg, top ranked player returning to defend. He actually, if you look at the model here real quick, he ranks pretty low because he hasn't played. And he had a pretty poor, I'd say poor, since there was the top 30 golfers at East Lake and he finished 16th. He had a poor iron / putting week, so it kind of damaged his ranking in the model because I do have like 3 different putting ranks. I got the 5 to 10, the 10 to 15, and the 3-putt avoidance. And then I do have a strong emphasis on approach, about 20%. So that costs him. But he won last year at 29 under, beat second place Mac Hughes by 4. And then I think next after that was minus 22. So he had back-to-back 61s on the Seaside course because the wind was down over the weekend, and it was just showing how gettable the course can be with no wind to protect it. Now, let's get back into Mackenzie Hughes. He's been lights out this fall. He's played in several events. He had back-to-back top 10s in the Procore Sandersons. You can see his approach game has been on point, which is good for him. He's always a very good putter, and he's actually playing pretty well at the Bermuda Open this weekend on his way to another good finish. So he's coming in. He's pretty volatile though. You got to watch out for him because he'll either miss the cut like he did here, or he'll T2. And he actually won this in 2016. So all these top guys in the strokes gained total look good to me. I checked all their form. They all got pretty good form coming in. Denny McCarthy actually took most of the fall off, all of the fall, as far as I know, but he comes in good shape. He's got several top 10s in this event, and obviously he's the best Bermuda putter in this field, if not the world. Then there's other guys like T. Dunks and Neesmith who've been not good. Webb Simpson, not good for a long time. Those are guys I'll probably take a pass on. Svensson, Todd, Keith Mitchell, all these guys are playing pretty well in the fall. Seamus Power, a little bit up and down, but he's a very consistent player at this venue and event. So I'll stick with him probably. And Ludwig will be a decision we'll have to make, probably pending on ownership, I'd say. And let's see, who's been, Adam Svensson was the one. Converse to Denny, Adam Svensson, very active this fall. He's played 6 events. But I'll probably be on, like I said, I've started them already. I'll probably be on most of these guys when it comes time to cut down the pool. I'll get in there and do so. But other guys that I'm interested in further down, Eric Cole, Ben Griffin. I always love Coley Cole because he's just such a good putter. He's such a good iron player, and he's not long or great off the tee, but I don't think you need to be here. Taylor Montgomery, he's gone kind of low key this fall. He hasn't been in the greatest form, but he's got a couple of good finishes and a couple of good finishes here back to back wise. And he's an excellent putter. He's a good player. I'll have interest in him. Ben Griffin, very consistent, good driver of the golf ball. Grayson Sigg has had a great fall as well, playing well at Bermuda. I was on him that week. He rated out very well, and I think a lot of people, he was decently popular. Moving down, Austin Eckroat won the WWT. He's got a T8 here. He's looking solid. Ben Coles was another one I looked at. T5 last year. Ben Coles I think he'll go a bit overlooked. He's been very good with his irons this fall, but normally a solid putter on Bermuda. But he's had a couple of like very bad, like losing 6 strokes putting in the last couple of events, including Zozo over in Japan. Now, the further you get down, the more volatile it looks. But a guy that I'll have a lot of interest in is Daniel Berger. He hasn't played since 2014 at this event, but he finished T22. He putted the lights out. He's been playing solid, working hard this fall to get more consistent, and he's shown it. So I will be looking at him as well. And back over here, just a quick look at the model because the top 10 guys actually don't rate out in the tournament model that we just looked at. Guys like Luke Clanton. I mean, these guys have limited experience. So, but guys like Matt Kuchar, who's been playing well, he's a guy that should just love this golf course. So Kuchar, I'll probably put a star by him. I'm going to star Luke Clanton just to take an extra look at him. JJ Spawn has got that ball striking ability. And I want to say, we'll check him real quick. I want to say he's got a really good finish, or I don't know if it was a win, but he's got, I thought, a really, really good finish. You see how well he's played Black Desert. Here's Procore. That's the beginning of the fall swing. So pretty good mid irons, and then a sixth at the Zozo. So let's plug in RSM. And okay, so he finished second in 2017. I knew he was up there. So he's a guy that I'll have some interest in. So we'll star him. And then Matty Schmidt. I don't think Matty Schmidt is the fit that we need for here. He's just a grip it bomber. And I don't think you need that type of skill set here. Gary Woodland, Club Down Gary, showing ranking very high in the model too. I'll star him to give him another look. I played Norlander this week at Bermuda. He might be a guy that's of interest. I'll star a bunch of guys. And what I'll do is I'll get it up to like 20 to 30 guys in a beginning player pool. And then I'll begin whittling them down, and I'll get it down to at least 15. Brian Harmon is a perennial Sea Island Mafia guy, so we'll have to put him in there. Novak Nation, I actually overlooked him. I've been playing him all fall, overlooked him this week, and he's right up at the top. So that kind of burned me there a little bit. Moving down the ladder, and we'll get out here in just a minute. Guys like Siwoo. I equate this tournament like the Seaside course to a little bit to the Players. I actually used my Players shell model and then made some adjustments to it to get this model here. And I think there's some RBC, some heritage action in here as well, which is kind of like a Pete. Those are both Pete Dye courses, which this is not a Pete Dye design, but they have similarities like link style as what the Seaside is. Neesmith has been way off. So I'm getting down here a little further. Like a guy like Carson Young, I like playing. I'm going to star him. Chris Kirk is another guy who's probably going to be Thor Bjornsson. So if I can get it to 30, then we'll cut it off. JT Poston, he's an RSM guy. Brendan Todd's in there as well. Sam Ryder's playing very well this week. He's an interesting guy to look at. I'm not so sure about Adam Hadwin. You would think that he would rate out well here, but you can see Harris English is back in better form than he's been in the past. So that should be good enough. That's going to give me a good opening player pool, 27 guys. So that's a lot. but I will whittle down 10 to 15 of those and make a tight player pool, depending on how many lineups I do play, I suppose. This week I went pretty light and I only played 4 lineups, which I got 1 6 of 6 through, 20% 6 of 6s. I seem to be consistent with however many lineups I put in. Like if I'd have put in 10 lineups, I probably would have had 2 6 of 6s. It's just how it goes with me. I'm kind of like league average as far as that kind of stuff goes. But the 6 of 6 is always the worst 6 of 6. My 5 of 6 is way better. Nick Taylor cost me 2 6 of 6s because he missed the cut, but that's unfortunate. So hopefully I'll come out and I'll make a few bucks this week. I think I'm looking good to cash anyway. I only invested like $12 or $15. So light week for me. I'll play more NFL this week, like most people. But RSM is the final event, so I might cork it up a little bit and play some more DFS lineups this week. Lots of ways to go. So I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for joining me once again, and we'll see you soon.